Not-for-profit companies are very unique when it comes to their need for an ERP. So, which are the top 10 not-for-profit ERP systems in 2024? That's what we are going to discuss in this video. So, let's dive in. Hello everyone, my name is Sam Gupta. I am principal at ElevatIQ. ElevatIQ is the independent ERP and digital transformation consulting firm. We help our clients with enterprise transformation strategy, enterprise technology selection, implementation, as well as change management. On that note, let's go back to today's topic, which is going to be top 10 not for profit ERP systems in 2024. We published this list in 2023 as well. So you are going to notice some of the major changes. For example, Unit 4 has been upgraded a little bit, and Microsoft products have been upgraded substantially as well. How do we define not for profit companies? This is going to be every single vertical that is part of not for profit. For example, your cities, government, any of the public sector companies that are going to be service centric. Then you have the schools, associations, faith based organizations, foundations, charities, all of those are collectively defined as not for profit companies. So this list is going to be relevant for all of those verticals. We typically publish the specific list for each of these verticals because even inside not for profit vertical, the needs might vary. So we always encourage you to check the specific list if they are going to be available. But if they are not available, this could be a list to be able to find some of the solutions at a high level so that you can vet them further. The criteria that we use to compile this list is going to be the product share, the acquisition strategy focused on not for profit, product roadmap, community, ecosystem, win rate, technology strategy, as well as investors. So, all of these factors, if they are going to be primarily centered towards not for profit, they generally rank higher on this particular list. So, now let's look at the list. Number 10 on our list is Workday. Last year also we had Workday at this particular spot. Now, some people might argue if Workday is really an ERP solution because they started as more of the HCM product. They have developed their financial indirect procurement as well as the FP&A capabilities. If you look at the needs of the not-for-profit verticals, they are going to be slightly stronger in these needs. They also require very specific accounting capabilities, and Workday has all of that. That's why we recognize Workday as the ERP solution on this list. But when you are going to look for Workday as the ERP solution for other product centric verticals or the industrial verticals, Workday may not be recognized as the ERP solution because it's not going to have as embedded as integrated capabilities for those verticals. So Workday targets the service-centric verticals that are going to be very ACM heavy because that's their sweet spot. They also have very enterprise-grade FP&A products. So any industries that are going to be deep into the human resources planning, the FP&A planning, that's where Workday really shines. So some of the strengths that Workday has is it excels in the HCM as well as CPM with strong pre-integrated workflows. They are going to be relevant in these not-for-profit centric verticals, offers not-for-profit accounting as well as the PSA capabilities. The PSA capabilities are very unique as well. Some of the solutions that might claim project management capabilities, but PSA capabilities, when you look at the billing scenarios, the way your invoicing scenarios are going to be, the way your revenue recognition processes are going to be, they are very unique, and that's where Workday has those capabilities. They might not be as detailed as some of the other larger solutions, especially with their financials. For example, when you compare this with your Oracle SAP, they are going to have far detailed capabilities compared to Workday with respect to their financial capabilities, but still, Workday could be a great solution for not for profits. The weaknesses that you are going to notice with Workday is again their financial capabilities are not going to be as detailed compared to your SAP Oracle. The financial module does not have as much install base compared to their HCM product that was installed on top of your SAP Oracle. So that could be a limitation. So we always ask you to vet their capabilities from the financial perspective, dig a little deeper around that to make sure that you are going to have all of those capabilities. We see a lot of issues with Workday when we are looking at deeper financial capabilities that companies did not vet enough in terms of what they were looking for from the financial capability. So that's where companies face challenges, but overall Workday is a great solution. The operational capabilities for niche not-for-profit sectors might be lacking, and the way Workday product is designed, the data model is slightly more tailored for HCM processes, and that requires far tighter data model that might not be as great fit for the verticals where they require loose data model to support those not-for-profit sectors. So that's where you are going to notice some challenges with Workday. But having said that, Workday is a strong solution for not-for-profit. So that's number 10. Now, number 9 on our list is Financial Force. Now, they are called Certinia. Last year, also, we had Certinia at this particular spot. So, when you look at the Financial Force solution, they are part of the Salesforce ecosystem. So, the look and feel is going to be very Salesforce like. So, if you are on Salesforce for your CRM and you are looking for consistent look and feel for the entire solution, then Certinia might make sense. They were always very strong with the PSA capabilities. That's why the companies that are going to be heavier in project management, especially when the project management is going to require the skill based planning and scheduling, typically that is not as relevant. For example, let's say project manufacturing centric verticals, but that is very relevant in technology consulting spaces, and that's where Financial Force is really strong. So the other strength that you are going to notice with Financial Force is the out of the box not for profit accounting as well as PSA capabilities. That is the requirement for not for profit verticals, especially if you are going to require that traceability from the grant perspective. Depending upon how regulated your not for profit is, sometimes companies don't require as detailed reporting for those not for profit, so they might be okay in keeping these capabilities, let's say in the CRM solution. But for the most part, a lot of not for profit requires these capabilities, and sometimes these reporting capabilities might be far richer than your other for profit companies. So that's why these capabilities matter. The limitations that you are going to find with Financial Force is their install base is limited. So because of that, the consulting base is going to be limited as well. The ecosystem, the marketplace is not going to be as prolific. So if you're not for profit is going to be slightly more diverse in nature, you might find challenges with Certinia product, and the financial workflows might not be as intuitive and pose challenges for not for profit. So those are going to be some of the limitations. So that's number 9. Number 8 on our list is Blackboard. Last year also we had Blackboard at this particular spot. Blackboard is a SMB solution. They have large chunk of market share in the SMB space among not-for-profits because they offer very detailed operational capabilities for these specific not-for-profit verticals. Developing that on top of the other solutions might be harder. They also have very detailed CRM capabilities, and sometimes the merge of CRM and ERP in the not-for-profit space could be trickier. So with Blackboard, you are going to find these solutions. The CRM is going to be very flavored for not-for-profit verticals, as well as the ERP is going to be tightly integrated as well. The challenge is going to be, even though they are going to claim the accounting capabilities, but the experience is not going to be as embedded when you look at the costing scenarios or when you look at the financial reporting scenarios that you are going to require. So for smaller companies, it might be okay, but for larger companies, that is going to be a challenge. So overall, from the Blackboard's perspective, it is a focus solution. So when you don't have very diversified business model, it might be okay. But when you look at slightly more generalized solution, they are going to be better for the diverse business models. The other challenges that you're going to notice with Blackboard is they have had a lot of different infrastructure issues, and they are facing very similar challenges as some of the other focus solutions. For example, having those mature cloud capabilities are not going to be as detailed. The on-prem version is going to be far richer than their cloud version. Your expectation is going to be that sometimes you might see some capabilities during the demo, but they might be showing the on-prem version. You might not find those with the cloud version. Also, they might require you to switch between on-prem and cloud version. So the experience is not not going to be as seamless as with some of the other not-for-profit solution, but Blackboard is still a very strong solution for the smaller companies. So that's number 8. Now, number 7 on our list is SAP S/4HANA. Last year, we had Microsoft Dynamics 365 BC at this particular spot. So SAP S/4HANA targets very large enterprises, especially if they are going to be used as the corporate financial ledger for not-for-profit. But for the most part, SAP S/4HANA does have the not-for-profit accounting and PSA capabilities out of the box. That is going to be a requirement for most not-for-profit companies, especially when you look at those scenarios of grant and fund reporting, especially when you are going to be dealing with the organization that are going to be really cheap with the reporting requirements. That's where SAP S/4HANA really shines. The weaknesses that you are going to notice with SAP S/4HANA is that you are going to require a lot more customization for not-for-profit CRM. The integration is going to be far busier, or it's going to exchange a lot more data compared to the other verticals. So that's where you're going to find a little bit of challenge. And for the most part, the not-for-profit verticals require slightly more loose data model as opposed to the tighter data model of SAP S/4HANA, which might be a great fit for the other industries, but for not-for-profit, it might be a problem, especially when you look at those ad hoc workflows that require a loose data model. But when you look at the financially controlled processes, for those, SAP S/4HANA could be a great fit. So that's number 7. Now, number 6 on our list is Oracle Cloud ERP. Last year, we had SAP S/4HANA at this particular spot. Oracle Cloud ERP has a very similar positioning as SAP S/4HANA. It is going to be used for very large not-for-profit organizations. When you look at very large universities, cities, government organizations, all of those are going to use Oracle Cloud ERP. In general, when you look at the market penetration, Oracle Cloud ERP is far more penetrated in the not-for-profit vertical compared to your SAP S/4HANA product. So Oracle Cloud ERP is going to have far more detailed capabilities, the operational capabilities, compared to your SAP S/4HANA. The strengths for Oracle Cloud ERP is when you look at the operational capabilities, as well as, for example, let's say you look at CRM or the CPQ capabilities that are going to be slightly geared towards not-for-profit, as well as the HCM is going to be tailored towards these not-for-profit companies as well. The PSA processes are going to be very tailored towards not-for-profit. So those are some of the strengths. The weaknesses that you are going to notice, especially compared to its rivals, their financial traceability capabilities are not going to be as intuitive with the products such as your SAP S/4HANA. And limitations are going to be, for example, let's say if you look at deep operational capabilities that you are going to find with solutions such as your Unit 4 or Blackboard, those are not going to be available with Oracle Cloud ERP. So you might require far more consulting effort, the development effort, the configuration effort, or you might require add-on, which might pose implementation challenges. They might increase your implementation time, implementation budget. And Oracle Cloud ERP may be overwhelming for these smaller organizations. So that's number 6. Number 5 on our list is NetSuite. Last year we had MS Dynamics 365 FNO. So NetSuite, when you look at the product, it has slightly more diversified application even among not-for-profit verticals, because it is equally strong in both service as well as product-centric verticals. So if your not-for-profit verticals are going to have a little bit of construction flavor or the manufacturing flavor, or they might have several different physical locations, that's where NetSuite is going to do a much better job. NetSuite also has all of those not-for-profit centric capabilities. For example, fund accounting as well as the grant accounting. The CRM is going to be far more flavored. The procurement processes are going to be far more flavored for the indirect procurement organizations. The CPQ is far more geared towards indirect for the service-centric organizations. So some of the strengths that you're going to find with NetSuite is NetSuite supports SMB not-for-profits globally, especially if the not-for-profit organization is going to be global in nature, but they might not be as big to require all of those mature enterprise capabilities. That's where your NetSuite solution is going to be a great fit. It offers all of those fund grant accounting capabilities. So you are going to feel far tighter embedded experience if you require those capabilities, and it's going to be suitable for companies that are very active in the M&A cycles. Typically that is not going to be common in the not-for-profit verticals, but if the not-for-profit companies are either consolidating or collaborating very closely, in those cases NetSuite may make sense to have NetSuite for all of those entities that are going to have tighter collaboration. The weaknesses with NetSuite solution is going to be may not be as intuitive for finance leaders. The way the UX is designed, the way data model is designed, the traceability is not going to be as intuitive. It might require a lot more clicks. It is going to have some of the unnecessary layers that might not feel as unnecessary with the other solutions. The multi-entity accounting capabilities might pose challenges for some of the not-for-profits, especially the organizations that care more for the operational capabilities, not as much for the global capabilities. So that's number 5. Number 4 on our list is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. Last year we had Oracle Cloud ERP at this particular spot. When you look at the Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central solution, this has far deeper global capabilities, as well as when you look at the project management processes, they are going to be far deeper. It is going to have far natural integration with the MS project solution. If you are using that for your project management processes, it's going to have all of those not-for-profit accounting as well as the grant reporting capabilities. The CRM is designed for this particular space as well. You are also going to find the not-for-profit capabilities that are going to be tightly built on top of the Microsoft CRM solution. For example, Mission CRM is one of the add-ons that is flavored for not-for-profit, so that would not require as much configuration, custom development effort as compared to your HubSpot or Salesforce. The other stands for MS Dynamics 365 Business Central is designed for global not-for-profit SMBs with native not-for-profit accounting and PSA capabilities, and the marketplace as well as the ecosystem. You are going to find a lot more options, especially if you're looking for that best of breed experience where the other functions might not be willing to give up on their favorite tools. And that's where Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central could be a great fit. The weaknesses with MS Dynamics 365 Business Central is the financial traceability is not going to be as intuitive, as visual as with some of the other solutions, and the ecosystem is going to have slightly more technical focus. So the consultants are not going to have as much business expertise, and sometimes we notice issues that companies run into implementation challenges because of the lack of that business consulting expertise. And the Microsoft does not have the direct support for smaller partners, so sometimes we see overcommitment of these smaller partners because they are not as regulated as with the other ecosystems. So that's number 4. Number 3 on our list is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Last year we had NetSuite at this particular spot. So when you look at Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, it can do a lot more natively as part of the solution compared to other comparable solutions. For example, let's say if you are comparing it with BC or the solutions such as your SAP S/4HANA or Oracle Cloud ERP, it's going to have far more diverse capabilities. For example, let's say if you're looking for the manufacturing centric processes, and some of the not-for-profit companies are going to have manufacturing flavor, they are going to have construction flavor, they might have real estate flavor. So all of these business models may require far broader capabilities from the not-for-profit perspective, but then you also require not-for-profit specific capabilities from the accounting perspective, from the fund grants reporting capabilities. All of those capabilities are not going to require as many add-ons. You don't have to deal with as many vendors. So that's where FNO solution shines. Now, the weaknesses that you're going to notice with FNO product is the CRM is not going to be as intuitive, as easy as some of the other CRMs that are available in the market, because the data model is going to be tightly correlated. The way data model is designed, it's very ERP like. So it's designed for slightly more operationally connected processes, but that also makes it harder for the sales and marketing team to be able to use, that are looking for friendlier systems that may allow you to delete whatever you want. But at the same time, there are going to be challenges from the data quality perspective. So if you're looking for data integrity, data quality, that's where this solution is going to be a greater fit. But if you're looking for ease of use, then some of the other solutions might be superior fit overall. The other limitations are going to be, it might be overwhelming for the smaller organizations just because of those layers from the data perspective that you are going to find in the data model, and the traceability might not be as intuitive for the publicly traded companies. So that's number 3. Number 2 on our list is Sage Intacct. Last year we had Unit 4 at this particular spot. So these two solutions have swapped their position in 2024, And the primary reason being Sage Intacct requires a lot more add-ons in general, even inside not-for-profit verticals, even though they are going to have far richer capabilities for the not-for-profit space. When you look at the way the KPIs are designed or the way the reporting capabilities are supported, they have the not-for-profit addition. But even with that, you are going to require a lot more add-ons, and sometimes those add-ons require far tightly embedded experience, and because of that we see either implementation issues or the companies are not going to get as tighter processes as these not-for-profit companies would require. So the other strengths with Sage Intacct is going to be that they dominate the not-for-profit sector, especially in the SMB space. But for the most part, you are going to require a lot more add-ons in general with the Sage Intacct solution. So that's going to be a weakness. Global support as well as integrations with Salesforce, HR, as well as the marketplace is very vibrant as well. So those are some of the strengths. Now, the weaknesses are going to be it may require subscription for best of breed CRM. So you are going to be paying for the additional licenses for the CRM. But let's say if you need the best of breed CRM, then it's a great fit because you are already paying for that license. But let's say if you require this experience to be supported by the same solution, then that's where Sage Intacct is going to struggle. The consulting expertise for successful implementation is going to be another area to look at, that you would require the consulting expertise. If you don't have that, then you might run into implementation challenges if you are going to have a lot of different add-ons, a lot of different integration scenarios where every vendor is going to pull the architecture in their direction. That's where the consulting expertise becomes far more relevant. So with Sage Intacct, you are going to require a lot more of that, which means that your budget is going to be far higher compared to the other solutions on this list. And faces challenges overall, you are going to see a lot more challenges in putting these pieces together to get the experience that you are going to get with the other competing solutions, for example Unit 4. So that's number 2. Now, number 1 on our list is Unit 4. Last year we had Sage Intacct solution. So when you look at the combined capabilities for many different not-for-profit verticals, Unit 4 probably has one of the deepest operational capabilities. They are also going to have far deeper accounting capabilities as well as FP&A capabilities. So the way Unit 4 approaches this particular space is they are trying to provide the complete suite that is going to be relevant from the not-for-profit perspective. So you don't have to require as many add-ons. There's a very similar strategy as some of the other focused solution that we cover as part of some of the other lists that we have. The strength with Unit 4 is the focus is going to be for medium to large not-for-profit. So it has been proven in many different large verticals, sometimes as a replacement as your SAP S4HANA. When you are trying to consolidate many different ERP footprint or many different CRM footprint, that's where your Unit 4 is going to be a great fit. The out of the box not-for-profit operational accounting and PSA capabilities are going to be there as part of Unit 4. So when you compare this with, let's say, Blackboard in the SMB space, so Blackboard is going to have a lot deeper operational capabilities. Similarly, Unit 4 is going to have for the upper mid market or for the enterprise space, and it's going to be suitable for global enterprise workloads just because you are going to have all of those localization globalization capabilities supported directly by the OEM. The weaknesses for Unit 4 is that it's a legacy solution with less user-friendly experiences. So even today, if you look at their user interface, even though they are going to claim that they are cloud solution, but the experience is going to be very legacy. And when you look at some of the mature cloud capabilities, for example, enterprise search, or when you look at the mobile experience, even though they might be able to support some of the apps, but it's not going to be as seamless as other native solutions. And then the other limitations that we have is they have limited install base in North America, as well as it might be slightly overwhelming for the smaller organizations. So that's number 1. If you enjoyed this list, we are going to include a detailed article that is going to have far deeper analysis. So check that out. We publish these videos on a weekly basis on our YouTube channel. So we encourage you to subscribe that if you don't want to miss them. And if you prefer audio form, this podcast is also available as WBS Rocks on Apple, Spotify, and Google. So check that out as well as subscribe. Also, if you have not checked our digital transformation report for 2024, we are going to link that as well. So you might want to check that. On that note, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.